Alright, how's it going YouTube? Mr. James Screams here. Alright, so, today, woke up, went on Facebook, and the first thing I see in my feed is that, Bleeding Through, has disbanded and is done, and, I'll link that, thingy, article, or whatever, in the description. But anyway, on a more serious note, you know, this band, I'm definitely gonna miss this band. I think they were one of the few good metalcore acts left in that whole metalcore scene. You know, they were one of the few bands in my opinion, that were able to maintain their sound, kind of that signature Bleeding Through sound, while still being different in each album, and still keeping each album interesting and heavy and melodic and yet brutal, and just all these different awesome things that they were able to pile so beautifully into their music. I remember the first time I heard Bleeding Through was on the song Savior Saint Salvation off the album Portrait of the Goddess, and immediately the song was like brutal, and the reason I even knew the song was because you know, I'm a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan, and Shadows, it said like on Wikipedia that he was in the song, and I was like, well, I gotta hear this, obviously. And with that singing, and you know, the funny thing was, it wasn't, you know, as much as I love Sevenfold and I love M Shadows, it wasn't M Shadows. It wasn't like one of those songs where you go only to hear that guy, and you're like, oh, well, this is the only reason it's good. No, that song in general was just so sick, and I remember. I found out about that. I mean, I ended up. I'll be honest. I downloaded the record first. I didn't have any money, and where I'm from, we don't really have awesome music. To be honest, it's very hard to find good music and good CDs. But anyway, so yeah, listened to the full record, Portrait of the Goddess, and was just like floored. And the great part about this record was it came at a time where I really needed, I guess, to hear some of the messages in the song. Or songs, and you know, it definitely helped me through a tough time back in 2010, I believe. I first discovered, first started listening. I heard about this band back in like 2007, but you know, I was stupid and I never bothered to really listen to them. You know, but anyway, yeah, that's kind of that story there. Then about a year later, about a year later, I discovered more of their music. Like I only really listened. Excuse me. Terrible burp. I only listened to the one record, Portrait of the Goddess, and then I ended up, finally one day I just decided to listen to more Bleeding Through, and I heard the record Declaration, and was just, again, jaw dropped. I'm floored by the record. I'm crapping myself immediately. I start listening to all the other CDs, and they're all great, they're all brilliant, and, you know, this band really has influenced me in my vocal work, in my screaming. One of my favorite high screams, as far high screams go, and just screams in general, has to go to Brandon. I mean, his screams are just vicious, but so powerful, and it's unbelievable. Another thing, the only thing I think I regret anything dealing with this band is I never got to see them live. They were either never where I'm from, or I missed them when they would come, or I'd have the opportunity to go see them, but I didn't have money or whatever. And I mean, it really sucks that I was never able to go, you know, see this band. But you know, you live and you learn. You know, I also never got to see the Rev play with A7X. That's another regret, but that's whatever. We'll talk about that some other day or something. But anyway, Bleeding Through, just want to say goodbye. Thank you guys for the memories and the killer metal music, and just tearing our heads apart with the awesomeness that is Bleeding Through. You guys have impacted a ton of people. I'm damn near certain of that. You guys have been around for, I think it was 14 years, as Brandon said, and that's insane that you guys lasted this long and were able to maintain keeping your music fresh and interesting, and all the more awesome each time. So thank you for everything. Thank you for the memories. You guys are definitely going to be missed by myself and the rest of your fan base. We're going to miss you guys like crazy. So thank you guys once again for everything you've done for the metal genre and the metal or metalcore genre, whatever you want to call it. Just we'll just say what you guys have done for music, period, because that's I think a better compliment. But thank you guys. Also, if you guys have any memories of Bleeding Through, or you guys have tattoos or whatever, just comment. What's your favorite memory of Bleeding Through? What's your favorite song, record? Was there a certain point in your life where this band, they're the reason why you got through something? If that's the case, comment, let me know, whatever. Alright, take it easy, guys.